Reynad just shit talked you hard. Uh-oh, do I really want to click this? I like Reynad. No, why would Reynad be mean to me?
On the internet are going to shit talk a company, don't take it a step further to shit talking the people that they sponsor. That makes you literally the scum of the earth. You're a sack of human shit, and you're taking your, like, that need inside of yourself to feel that moral high ground by
oh shit, because Reynad is a G2A, right?
Shit talking this company. You're taking it too far by, like, calling people that they sponsor a piece of shit for being sponsored by them. That makes you a bad human being.
Someone said, though, like, equating it to dodging taxes.
I like Reynad. No! Did he unblock me? Is he watching my stream? Even if he was watching my stream, I don't even know what I would say. If you are watching my stream, cool, because I don't even know who it is. Is it Masan or the guy watching? You're honestly one of the biggest pieces of shit on Twitch. Like, not only should you, like, never be allowed to stream again and have to go fucking grovel to find some kind of shitty work somewhere else, like, people should take the money that you've earned doing it. You're one of the worst fucking human beings. The thing that bothers me the most about Masan wasn't the fact that he was viewbotting, it's the fact that he went so far to try to prove his innocence that he actually viewbotted Amaz for a day and then tried to say that Amaz was viewbotting too. Like, the fact that he went that far, and this is 100% confirmed, right? The fact that he went that far out to be, like, such a trash piece of shit makes him, like, one of the biggest scums of the planet. Do we really want to do this? You have to put Ellie Giggle in. It's Reynad's favorite emote. Destiny. He can be really angry and spiteful, so probably say goodbye to... Well, I don't really have a relationship with Reynad at all. I just thought he was a smart dude. Or, I mean, I still do. I don't know what his exact position is. Destiny, why do you burn bridges like that? One of the reasons why I don't have a lot of relationships is exactly because of that kind of cancerous thinking. What, I can't criticize something that a single person is saying without you considering it to be burning a bridge? You realize that's insanely fucking autistic, right? Like, you criticize behavior, but don't you think you go further by insulting their character and name-calling? How did I insult Reynad's character and name-call him? What? I get it, fuck G2A, but I mean, Reynad didn't even necessarily refer to you. It doesn't matter if he necessarily referred to me or not. The comment he made, I thought, are we being real now? We're actually just blowing up for no reason? I think it's because I'm speeding it up. Yeah, I get it, but it doesn't mean that Destiny has to go on Twitter against him. I mean, like, that's whatever, dude. I understand what you're thinking. Like, that's the kind of cancerous thought that makes everything a giant fucking circle jerk. This is why I don't jive well with other groups of people. Like, fuck that. What? If you say something fucking retarded, I can't call you out on Twitter? Why? Because we all have to be buddy-buddy and suck each other off all the fucking time? For whatever his faults were, and for whatever me and Richard Lewis disagreed on, I like the fact that at least I could talk to Richard Lewis and disagree with him, and he wouldn't fucking hate me at the end of the day for it. That was probably easily his best quality for me. I love that I could have a disagreement with Richard Lewis and he wouldn't fucking hate me for it. I think I'm missing Reynad's point about the G2A sponsorship bullshit. He's saying that a team sponsorship is not a personal sponsorship. But it is, though. Let's say that I join a team, okay? Let's say that I join a team and I'm on the team for some period in time, and then all of a sudden, my team decides to pick up a sponsorship by a trumpet company, and this trumpet company is well known for hating saxophones, and they don't think that saxophones should ever be made, and they fucking hate them, and they spend money on anti-sax campaigns to murder saxophone players, and they kidnap and rape and kill their families and everything, right? Until all saxophones are gone, right? If I'm part of a company and they pick this up as a sponsor, then you kind of are getting my tacit endorsement by being on the team, right? Because you have to promote those sponsors, and because you're getting paid by the money coming from those sponsors, right? And the activities that you do, if a team deems you worth $5,000 a month, then the team is saying that you are $5,000 a month of advertising, right? That's what they're saying. That's what your value is. And you're offering that value. The team is selling your value to a company, right? So you are essentially being sold as a product to another company, and they're paying some amount of money for you because they think that's what you're worth for advertising. So how can you possibly say a team sponsorship is not the same as a personal sponsorship? There might be some like little differences, but for all intents and purposes, you're endorsing the sponsors of your team necessarily by being on the team. Do you expect people to just leave a team if they pick up a sponsor they don't like, though? Most people? No, because most people have zero fucking moral integrity. Most people don't give a fuck what products they promote. For me personally, I do. But then again, I can exist on my own, and I don't don't need a team. But yeah, if I was on a team and they were like, hey, I've done this on teams in the past. I did it when I fucking joined Quantic. When they're like, hey, we're promoted by Razer. Do you want to wear Razer headsets? Fuck no, I'm not going to wear fucking shitty ass fucking Razer headsets. I'll leave the team if that's what you want, or that's fine. Or we can sign a fucking whatever and I'll part ways. Or I'll be in your team and I'm just not going to promote the Razer part of it. Like, fuck it. I don't mind using their mice and whatnot. Like, the Death Adder is fine, and the keyboard, the Black Widow is okay if you remove all the side keys. But there's no fucking way I'm ever going to wear a fucking Razer headset on stream. Because I just don't. I don't like those headsets, and I'm never going to do it. I don't understand what's so hard about that. Oh, I know what's hard about that is, I guess, because some people need to spend 50 million fucking dollars and go live in fucking San Francisco because they have no concept of money management because they're 19 years old and they've never had a real job before, and pro gaming is the first time they've ever actually earned a paycheck. I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't think many people have the financial freedom to leave a team over sponsorships. When you say that, though, this is gonna sound really fucking mean. When you say that people don't have the financial freedom to leave a team over sponsorship, what you're saying is people don't have the financial freedom to act with integrity. That means that whatever you're doing is not financially viable. Or maybe, never mind, dude. Everybody has their own things and their own limits, all right? For me personally, in my life, I like being a person with some kind of integrity, at least to some extent, at least when it comes to fucking promoting sponsors, right? That kind of integrity and that kind of morality is important to me. I'm not a perfect person, obviously. I made mistakes in the past, but in terms of like supporting shit, like I'm not going to support a company that I don't like because that's kind of like my own personal thing. If I want to do something, if I want to host a StarCraft tournament or I want to do something and I'm looking at the facts and figures and it comes down at the end of the day, hey, the only way you can host this tournament is by taking money from somebody that's incredibly unethical, well, that's not really a question. The answer is, well, I guess I don't have enough money to host this tournament, and that's it. That's it. Like, do you have enough money? Like, okay, well, you know, if I sell tickets, if I pimp this out on Reddit and shit, if I take donations, I can make about $30,000, but it's going to cost me about $45,000 to host the tournament. That's not really worth it to me, right? That's the end. Then that's the end of the discussion. I don't have the money to host the tournament, and then I'm done, and that's it. And then you're done. It's not like, well, if I take $40,000 in unethical money, I could host the tournament. And then people are like, why'd you take that unethical money? It's like, well, if I didn't, I couldn't host the tournament. Then you never had the money to host the tournament, right? That's... What if a team picks up a sponsor that post-contract you're legally obligated to it? Nope, doesn't work that way. Or, I mean, maybe for some people. That's not in my fucking contract. So when I sign a contract with somebody, I know exactly who the fuck I'm supporting beforehand, and I had to give approval in every team I was to pick up a new sponsor because I'm not gonna fucking promote something I don't like. Fuck that shit. Do you think you would have compromised your integrity for a sponsorship early on in your streaming career? No, I never did that. I didn't quit my job to start streaming until it was financially viable for me to do so. That's how it worked. Like, I started streaming, it was fun, so I did it in my free time, in the little bit of free time I had while working. And then I saw that I could make more money streaming than I could working, so then I quit jobs and I started streaming. I mean, somebody in chat just made a joke, but it's true. I don't have the financial freedom to stop robbing people, so it's okay if I continue, right? I mean, it's kind of the same thing, right? I don't have the financial freedom to do X without doing morally dubious action Y, so I can't stop doing the morally dubious action, otherwise I won't be able to afford X. Well, then that means you can't really afford X. I know that in other issues normally take a black or white stance, i.e. abortion arguments, but how do you solve the incredibly hard problem of assessing sponsors' ethics? Honestly, dog, it's too much. I would never take that road. Someone in chat earlier, do I extend this philosophy to buying clothes and shoes? Maybe I would if I was researching, but it's way too much fucking work, dude. I mean, for me personally, like, where do I draw the line? Like, if it's a blatantly fucking obvious fuck you company, then no. Like, if Valve offered me a sponsorship, Valve has been involved in some kind of dumb things in the past. I don't approve of the gambling shit, but like, Valve is far enough, and I don't like what they did with James, but Valve is far enough removed from it that it's like, whatever. But like, G2A is a shit company that's hated by every single fucking dev that's ever talked about them. They've been involved in so many different horrible fucking things. Like, I feel like G2A is a pretty easy one to be like, nah, fuck this company. Like, maybe in another company I'd have to think a little bit harder about it, but do you think a BioWare sponsor? I don't know what the fuck BioWare is. I don't know. I also, like, I would only want to promote things that I want to see do well. I don't know, dude. For me, like, sponsors, sponsors to me are a partner. I get paid by a sponsor or I get promoted by a sponsor because the sponsor sees value in me, but it's a two-way street, right? I promote the sponsor because I like them too, right? The Vertigo chair is okay. I love the blue products, okay? I'll promote the fuck out of the blue products. Same thing with Sennheiser. If anything ever works out with them, like, I love Sennheiser shit. Like, I'll promote that. It's a two-way street. Like, I would hope that they would want to pay me because they see value in my promotion, but I'm also promoting them because I see value in their product, right? Like, it's a two-way thing. So, like, how could I ever promote G2A? Like, there's no value there. It's just harmful to the industry. What if a slightly unethical sponsor offered you an insane amount of money? Well, it would depend on the amount of money. I'm not gonna lie, I would break my morals for some. Like, if G2A offered me, like, $400,000 a month, like, I mean, I'll have that G2A code up tomorrow night. Like, fuck. Has Reynad blocked me yet? Why, does he do that? Does Reynad block people on Twitter? Whew. Yeah, I also enjoy the value association. I do like that, right? Because their brand also strengthens my brand. I would hope that for the most part, when you think of me or you think of the things that I'm associated with, like for whatever thing, Spurging, Autist, Ragelord, Manchild, you never think of like, oh, Destiny, cheap shit, right? You never think of that. Like typically everything I use or work with is pretty good, right? My computer setups are usually pretty good. Everything that I have to do with fucking audio is usually pretty good. My microphones and shit are pretty good. Like you associate my brand, or at least like if I come on and I recommend some sick fucking product, if I'm like, holy shit, like this Intel 750 SSD or whatever is gonna be the fucking shit or whatever, then there's like some, whether you realize it or not, like there's some association there, like, oh well fuck, if Destiny's recommending something, it's probably a pretty good product, right? Rather than like, oh god, like what is fucking C9 Tempo Storm Destiny here to fucking show for today? Like, explain shilling for this monster. Hey guys, what's up? Hey, I was honest, dude. They sent me a fucking snack pack thing to try. They paid me for it. I was honest about getting paid for it. I opened some shit and I looked at it. It seemed interesting. I'll do like, if I'll do a fucking paid review any day of the fucking week. Now, just because I do a paid review doesn't mean I'm going to give it a good review, but I'll do paid reviews all the time. Yeah, sure, of course. Far Cry 3 was sent to me by Ubisoft to do a paid review. But I never did any of that shit again. I couldn't break embargo or anything in that game because the review details for that were so fucking sketch. I wonder if I still have it saved. How much was the Ubisoft dude or whatever paying? I don't even know. It was some, the pay was decent. I don't remember, fuck, I don't have it saved anymore because they took down the thing. But part of the NDA and everything you had to sign for that in order to actually get approved to be able to break embargo and stream and put out YouTube content early, you had to agree to give the game a good review, essentially. Not in those words, but like, they were like, during your review, you're not allowed to point out any bugs or serious flaws in the game. It was like crazy what they wanted in order to do reviews. So I didn't sign that shit, fuck that. Far Cry 3 was a really good game. Far Cry 3 was a shit game. Kill yourself. Or, I mean, some people might have liked it. My bad. Destiny, that's standard for game journalism? Unfortunately, in a lot of ways it is, yeah. Don't give me a good review, I'm not gonna send you any more pre-release copies. It's fucking bullshit. That's how you get IGN 9 out of 10 on every fucking game they get sent to review. Because if you start giving games bad reviews, nobody's gonna send you advanced and pre-release copies to review. So when the embargo is lifted and every single person is flooding the market with 20,000 hours of content and you're just buying the game, you're already behind the fucking curveball. It's a sick fucking system. It's so sick, set up in such a way that you'll never get bad reviews in your games. It's so fucking stupid.
You need a box or brief underwear sponsor dash off.
Well, if you give them a shit review, how is it worth it for them to pay you? Well, I mean, you're just trying to get your game out there via advertising, right? I mean, if you're paying somebody to review a game and present a review and you're telling them they're not allowed to say anything bad about it, I feel like there's a fundamental dishonesty there that you shouldn't be supporting. Did you ever hear about the Batman vs Superman shit? Nah, I never even watched the movie. Where they were caught faking reviews on sites like IMDb. Oh, yeah, I saw that on our movies, where people were posting, like, multiple reviews, and how, like, the verbiage and shit was the exact, like, identical. It was crazy. You want to know something that sucks a lot? Here's an interesting thing. This is going to sound like crying, but, I'll do it. One of the things that sucks these days is the Reddit game. The Reddit game is really brutal. So back when I was growing, the easiest way, when I first started things, the easiest way to kind of grow was to organically plant things into different communities in an attempt to get your content there recognized, and then for that content to start being spread more regularly, right? That was kind of like a goal. So like trying to post videos to like the DSP or DJSP2 or whatever, that fucking site, posting videos on Reddit and whatnot, and doing all that kind of shit was kind of like how you would get your content out there and how you get your shit kind of started. And then it was always kind of a game you had to play. You had to be very careful because if you, right, you can't like post it so that you look like a huge sleazeball, like, oh, like come and watch my videos like all the time. You still have to contribute to communities and shit. But there was kind of like a game that you had to play in order to get it all, or not as much of a game, but there was a little bit of a thing you had to do, right? It took effort to get your shit posted and all that. Nowadays, I'm sorry, that was all incredibly vague. I think you know what I mean, right? Nowadays, though, there's like so many fucking rules on Reddit against self-promotion and against posting videos, and there are all these rules that it seems like it's impossible to do it unless you're part of like the friends that are like the mods and everybody that promote content. And then if you're up to that point, then you're like in the fucking money. It's like crazy. Like I would rather go back to being in the day where it was kind of the more of the Wild West and upvotes and downvotes and shit determine things. Whereas now it seems like now you just kind of, you can still do it, but you have to be like really sleazy to do it. You have to get like multiple accounts to upvote you. You've got to share it with your friends in your special Skype group to upvote it onto the front page. You've got to be friends with mods that okay the content and shit. Like it seems like everybody still does it, but we all pretend that nobody does it. And a lot of it happens like under the surface now. I don't know. I see that happening with a lot of places. Like it happens a lot on Reddit, but yeah, it's crazy to think at how little accountability like Reddit mods have, but they control literally tens of millions of dollars worth of advertising space on the subreddits. It's pretty crazy. It's so hard to promote yourself nowadays. It feels more it feels like it's more luck now. You used to be able to make good content, share it around, and people would share it. Now it feels like you need to get a shout out from someone who's made it already, or a big break to make it. Yeah, for sure, Potion Seller, I agree. Which ends up feeling kind of strange, because because a lot of it is kind of like luck based, and it seems kind of shitty that it feels that way. Like the fact that my gross score video, like I guess I pointed out, this sounds kind of whiny, but I can only really use personal examples. But like that gross score video was up on our league for like 1 hour and got 250,000 views. But it was only there because the mods were sleeping. Like in 8 hours, they woke up and deleted the thread. But I mean, like it was obviously pretty well received and enough people liked it to upvote it to keep it up there. But because the mods didn't want that kind of a post there, as soon as they woke up, they deleted it. If they would have been awake, as soon as that video was posted, this would have been a video that got maybe like, I don't know, 20,000 views, maybe 15, 20, maybe 30,000 views. I don't know. How much money do you think a person needs to be happy? I don't know, as long as all of your bills are covered and you're not like vain as fuck, then I think, I don't know, as long as your bills are covered, your cost of living will vary from place to place, it's hard to say. Like 40K isn't gonna be happy in San Francisco or Boston or fucking DC or... The game's just changed us all. It's still a game, you're right though, a lot of backroom dealing. Yeah, but I liked it more when the game was more the interaction between you and fans, rather than you and a bunch of guys in the back room trying to figure out how to make money off the fans, you know? Do you think growing up with affluence is a legitimate reason for some people claiming they need more money than most to be happy? Yeah, I think so. It sounds really shitty to say though, but yeah, I can definitely see it influencing somebody. Look, here's how this argument goes, okay? Would you be mad at a streamer if they were sponsored by the KKK? The obvious thing he's probably going to say, well, he's going to say one of two things. Either yes, I would be mad, or two, the KKK is nothing like G2A, in which case I'll have to go to somebody that's not quite as bad, but still kind of bad. So what would be something between the KKK and G2A? Would you be mad if a fucking... I'm trying to think, because G2A is like a universally hated fucking company. Would you be mad if somebody that was known for... If a credit card scamming site was sponsoring somebody? How about that? Would you be mad at the person being sponsored by them? Skype Reynad, please. I'll Skype him if he wants to, but I don't think Reynad wants to talk to me on Skype. Especially over something like this, because this is a really... There's no possible way that he's going to... Well, I mean, like, look at both sides. I have nothing to lose, and he has everything to lose. Why would he ever get in that conversation with me? Like, I would look down on Reynad for getting in that conversation with me, right? Because what is he going to do? Throw away a sponsor on his team and fuck every member of his team over? Right? He's got a responsibility to his team now to do the right thing, and he's got a responsibility to his sponsor to keep his sponsor, right? So what is he going to say? And I have nothing to lose. I can sit here and fucking talk whatever shit I want, because I don't know shit to anybody, right? So I don't think... No, there's no way that Reynad would ever have a conversation with me on... If that's the logic, then why call him out on Twitter? Because I still think he's being fucking wrong. So I'll say my 2 words, it'll say some bullshit, and then people will see me as the moral and ethical bastion of freedom, and we'll carry on with our lives. Reynad seems like the kind of person who would actually engage in an argument over Skype. He would. I mean, like I said, I personally, I think that Reynad is a really intelligent person. Of all the people I've heard talk in esports, he seems like a really well-spoken, intelligent dude. But it's just that in this particular conversation, he has nothing to gain and everything to lose, so why would he do it, right? Like, Destiny went on Reynad? Well, I didn't go in on Reynad. He fucking, Oh, he made a clip on his stream, and it kind of, or there was a clip of his stream talking about people like me, and it was kind of a meme. He has always been a morally fucked person? Oh, I mean, maybe. I still think he's intelligent, though. I don't know. I don't think you have to be moral to be intelligent. Aww. He didn't black me.